Good evening, boys and girls out there in cyberspace, and I'd like to welcome you all to the pilot episode of Mysterium After Dark. Yeah, most likely you can see in the background, the lights are up out here, but wherever the hell it is you're watching, it's going to be evening eventually. I'm your host, Rubin of Mysterium Philippines, and today our pilot episode is going to be talking about what is divination. When we hear the word divination, so many things come to mind: fortune-telling, crystal balls, casting of bones, the tarot cards. But today we're going to actually be giving more of an approach on true facts about divination. How it works, how it doesn't work, and more importantly, if you're a consumer, how to keep yourself safe from being conned. Because believe it or not, con artistry is very rampant, although not always practiced, in the divination communities. We want to show you, boys and girls, how to experience and where to experience the best tarot readings, the best sessions, and how to keep yourself safe in the process. So I'm your host, once again, Rubin with the Mysterium After Dark team. Stay tuned in, and we're going to be going to our first topic right after this. All right, so before we go any further, we're going to work with what is divination according to what my director wants me to focus on. Divination, as stated by what? Wikipedia? To foresee, to be inspired by God. All right, so I'm willing to bet half the CBCP are fortune tellers. And it's also a systematic method to get information based upon occult means. That sounds closer to home. Now, in my 19 years of experience, divination is basically gaining insight on topics using any form of divinatory means, such as the tarot cards, palm reading, sometimes crystal reading, scrying, or even more obscure methods like, what was that you called it again? In-trail reading? No, I don't do that. I don't do that, guys. Divination is basically seeing the unseen, seeing into the future, knowing without knowing. By looking into something, example, your tarot cards, trying to get more information on something, you in effect will get a divinatory experience. You are divining it. Is it safe to say that all divination is fortune-telling? Is it even safer to say that all fortune-telling is divination? Well, the truth is, not all forms of fortune-telling are actually divinatory. Fortune-telling is more of a circus sideshow profession. It's more for entertainment. In other words, at the end of the session, your job is to make your client feel good, right? You'll tell them beautiful things just to make them smile all the time, but you're not necessarily using too many divinatory talents. That's actually based upon the Mysterium definition of fortune-telling. You could easily just describe the meaning of the cards and not use any intuitive gifts when reading for an individual. While divination, if you ask me, a divinatory session is an even deeper form of reading because it actually taps in to the deeper intuitive gifts of the reader. It can even be more draining, but it could actually be directly to the point. Example, if I were to read for Leaky over there and I'd fortune tell for him, I'd say, Leaky is a strapping young individual who likes to talk to fish. I'm actually just describing the card to him. I'm not actually using any intuitive talents in saying this. I'm trying to amuse him using beautiful words. That's fortune telling. While if I were to divine, I would go sometimes into a trance-like state and I'd say, at this present moment in Leaky's life, he's worried about his financial situation. He's trying to get out of a very deep loss when it comes to personal security and stability. More importantly, it probably could have to do with the fact that he probably either lost a loved one or lost his house in some sort of unexpected disaster. How would I know that? Where would it show that? It doesn't. I was actually tapping into more divinatory or intuitive gifts within me, using more energy in the process, but at the same time giving a more specific message. Every now and then, example, if you're doing a party, you can't necessarily nuke all of your intuitive energy on every person you come across. You won't really last that long. Some readers would get sick, they'd get tired, they'd get burnt out. So fortune telling is the way to go. While if you want to give a more deeper, more in-depth session to someone, answering more important questions than just entertaining, divination is the way to go.